Hey there. If you don't know me, my name is Katie, and I want to talk to you today a little bit about containers. We've got 6 of them, containers, and food prep and clean eating, and just kind of like some overall basics. I hope that this can help you in your meal planning and your quest to be healthier, and whatever goal it is you're working towards, but healthier or lose weight or whatever that is. So. First, let's talk about the containers. Let me explain these a little bit. The green one is a cup, the size cup, and it's for vegetables. The purple one is also a cup, and it is for fruits. Yellow is carbs. Orange is like nuts and dressings and those kinds of things, seeds. And then red is your protein, and blue is healthy fat. So if you got these containers and you're like, what do I do with these? What do I do with these? Like, and I know that when I first got them, I was a little bit like, totally not going to do this. So I'm going to be honest. I started my fitness journey in May, a couple years ago, and I did not follow the containers until November. So this is my confession to you. I did not think I needed it. We already ate pretty clean, I thought. And for the most part, I made a lot of things homemade. And I thought I didn't need it. So then my coach challenged me again and again and again to follow the recipe, to follow the containers, to just do it. She said, just do it once. And I said, okay, fine. If I'm a coach, I have to know how these stupid containers work. I will do it once, but then I'm never doing it again. That's what I told her. She smiled at me and gave me a lot of grace and had a lot of patience. And she said, okay, just try it once. And up until this point in my journey, I had been working out consistently every day and doing my food logs and drinking my water and drinking my shake, and it was super consistent. And then I got to I got to this point, and I hadn't really lost any weight. I'm going to be honest. I had lost a lot of inches, though. I was happy with losing inches. I was toning up, but I was getting a little frustrated because I hadn't really lost the weight that I had wanted to lose. I actually put on a couple pounds, which I at the time made the excuse and was like, "Oh, I'm gaining muscle. It's okay. It's no big deal." I did these containers for 2 days. It was like 2.5 days when I weighed myself. 2-ish days. I lost 5 pounds. Okay. This was 6 or 7 months of me working out, doing my food logs, drinking my shake, drinking my water, staying consistent. I was in the Facebook group or the challenge group every day, and I hadn't followed the containers, and I hadn't lost a single pound. The second, I kid you not, the second I started following these containers, I started losing weight. Now, I know it's so overwhelming. The first day I sat down to do this, I was like, seriously, this is going to take me like 4 hours to meal plan. I don't have this kind of time. I'm a busy mom. I have 3 kids. I don't have time for this crap. That's what I thought. Okay, so what I'm going to challenge you to do is the same thing my coach challenged me to do. Do it once. Do it for 1 week, and you're going to start to think about it. Okay? Promise yourself, and I would actually attempt to convince you to do it for a full 3 weeks. It's a 21-day fix. Do the containers for the full 3 weeks. Follow it once. No cheats, no excuses. And there's still the cheat meal in there, and that's fine. But follow it. Get those containers in every day, and let me tell you, you are just going to notice a world of difference. Okay. So if you have the on-demand, you didn't get a meal guide, sent to you. Old school, when we had to order a program and get our DVD shipped to us, we got these meal guides. So I actually have a hard copy of one. You can, however, go online to your on-demand once you log into the workouts. If you select the 21-day fix, for example, on the right-hand side, there's like some choices, and one of them is the meal planning, and this is in there. You have a digital copy of it, which I think is totally awesome, because if you're at work or traveling and visit somebody's house and you want to look it up, you don't have to take this with you. You can just log on and look it up. So I think that's pretty awesome that that's an option. So you have your meal guide, and I want you to actually do this, okay, guys? This is actually Fix Extreme, so it's a teeny bit different, but it explains the containers, okay? This is the important page. This is the super, super critical page. You calculate your weight, okay? And you add in calories for calorie burn, and then you subtract calories for calorie deficit, and that gives you a bracket. And then you'll come over here, and it'll tell you, it'll tell you which bracket you're in. And then depending on which bracket you're in, it depends on how many containers you need. So let me see if I can show you this. I am currently in this column because I am at a point where I'm no longer trying to lose weight. I'm at like a maintain stage. So I'm over here, and that means I need 4 green containers every day. Henry, can you please stop touching my computer? I need 3 purples every day, 4 reds, 3 yellows, and so on, okay? And 4 teaspoons. So you can see that's what I'm supposed to be getting every day. There are some really great journals out there on Amazon I've seen to help you track the containers every day. There are just some free principles, honestly, from Pinterest that you can just print and go through every day. So then what you're going to do is you can look through the food guide, and it gives you suggestions of like what a green container, what you could put in a green container, what you could put in the purple, the red, and so on and so forth. It takes you through all of the different containers and things you could put in them. I could sit here and read this to you, but honestly, like, I suggest you just get on and read it. Commit to yourself that the first week you do this, you're going to take the hour it takes to read through the nutrition guide and make your meal plan. And I promise you, the more you do this, the easier it will be. And can I tell you that I said I would do it once? Remember, I said, okay, I'll do it once. I'll follow the Fix Extreme. I'll follow the whole program. I'll do the whole thing all the way through once. And I still do it. I still do it. I didn't quit. I will admit that sometimes I definitely get off, but I have to like bring myself back on track, and I go back to the containers. So what I suggest I feel like there are 2 kinds of people. Some people are like all in, like, all right, changing everything, going all in, this is it, I'm doing it. And some people are more of like, I have to do this in baby steps and slowly ease into it. To be honest, my honest opinion as a coach and somebody who's been through this and coached people through this, I think the best way to go is baby steps. Sometimes I think when we go all in, we get overwhelmed, and like we're good maybe the first week, or maybe the first 2 weeks, or maybe even the first 3 weeks. But it's not something we can maintain because we went all in and it was too much. When life throws us a curveball, it's so easy to just let go of all of it, So I prefer, my recommendation almost always is to do the baby steps. So what I suggest is looking at your day. And what I do is I just do this on a piece of paper, guys, a notebook paper. It's not complicated. Actually, on the top half of the notebook paper is where I make my grocery list. Don't do that. So this is my list for this coming week here. You can kind of see it. You might need to pause it. But over here I have breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. I eat that much every day, and I actually have a nighttime snack every day too. I don't always plan that. That just kind of, I give myself grace for the evening snack. I do my best to stay on track every day. The evening snack is always something healthy. It's always a healthy choice from my pantry. But I give myself grace because if in the evening I'm feeling like I want something salty, I'll eat cottage cheese, or I'll eat some whole grain crackers with natural peanut butter. If I'm feeling like I want something sweet, I'll have the clean, cleanish cookie dough dip that kind of gives me my sweet fix. So after all day of staying on track and really following my containers, I don't plan my evening snack. That's something I try to give myself grace on. And I made a promise to myself that I would pick a healthy choice, but I don't plan it. So for me personally, I like eggs every day for breakfast. I do my workouts in the morning, and eggs seem to be the only thing I can have for breakfast that really just help me get through my morning. So for me personally, that's what I have every day. So I have my eggs. Eggs are 2 eggs is 1 red. So I know I'm going to get a red every day for my eggs. I also know my shake counts as 1 red. So I know I'm going to get that every day. My shake, also I put a half a banana in it every day so that I get a purple. So far I'm at 2 reds and 1 purple. Okay. And I haven't even meal planned yet. Also with breakfast, I like to do a little bit of spinach, and then I also put a little bit of spinach in my shake. So between those two, it counts as a full green. So now with my breakfast and my shake, I've got a red, a purple, and a green. I also really love, I realized about a year ago, I was feeling kind of weak after breakfast, and I realized I needed a carb for breakfast. So, anyway, thank you, buddy. So for breakfast, I always also have a yellow. I either have sweet potatoes, like a sweet potato like hash or something I've made, or I have a whole wheat tortilla. Okay, so here we go. This is what I have so far in my day. I already know I'm going to have these things. And so those things always happen. I also know I always do some sort of chopped veggies that I do in meal prepping for lunch. So I always am going to have a veggie with lunch. And then what else here? I always try to have a protein with lunch of some sort. And I usually need a protein in the afternoon too. Now, I'm going to be honest. After doing this system for about 2 months, I got to a point where I could tell. I could be like, oh, I need a protein right now. Like I can just feel it. Like I can feel when I need a carb. I can feel when I need a healthy fat. And I think it's just really being aware of your body. But I don't think you can know that until you've done this. So I would really, really recommend like going all in for 3 weeks, like the 21-day fix, like I said, and really following these containers. Now by all in, I mean trying to follow the containers. So here's how I do my day. When I sit down to meal plan, I know my breakfast. My shake is always a snack, either a morning snack or an afternoon snack, kind of depending on our day and what we have going on. I know if I'm on the go, I need to have my shake. So if I'm going to be on the go in the afternoon, the shake is for the afternoon. If I'm on the go in the morning, that's when I have it in the morning. Because otherwise, I'll just, not eat or eat something that's not good for me. Then I plan my lunch for the week. What do I want to have for lunch all the week? Most of the time for me, it is either plain egg salad, plain chicken salad, or the buffalo chicken dip. It is like almost always those things. Sometimes I make a salad and I'll put like chopped hard-boiled eggs on it or some leftover chopped chicken, but it is almost always those 3 for me. So I know in those that it's, again, always a protein, always a veggie, and I almost always have an apple at that time of day too, because by lunchtime I haven't always had a fruit and I can tell when I need it. So I get those natural sugars and stuff from the fruit. So I usually have an apple with my lunch. And then I go through and I look at dinners. So when I first started this journey, I made a promise to myself to make little changes, little by little. So when I first started, promised myself, okay, this week, I am going to eat good breakfast and good snacks. And I was like on it. And I was like, okay, the next week, I'm going to do good breakfast, good snacks, and good lunches. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get that part of my day. And I spent a couple of weeks there. Really focusing on that part of the day because dinner was the hardest part to change. Dinner for me was so overwhelming. I would get on the internet and start looking up recipes and there were just tons of them and I didn't know where to go and I didn't know my kids would like it all or my husband would like it all and dinner to me was very overwhelming. So what I did was I kept our dinners mostly the same. I did try to choose healthier ingredients. If a recipe called for sour cream, I swapped it out for Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt. Or instead of sauteing things in butter, I started sauteing things in coconut oil. So little things like that, I tried to make a change. If we were having something for dinner that really wasn't the cleanest or the healthiest, I would eat a small portion and then have a salad for myself, a larger salad for myself on the side. So I wasn't making life too overcomplicated. Once I felt really good about the breakfast and the snacks and the lunches, Then I slowly started to change the dinners, and I would change like one a week. I don't recommend trying lots of new recipes in 1 week. It's so overwhelming. I mean, life is busy, and it might seem like a good idea, like on Saturday morning when you're making your meal plan, you're like, yes, I'm gonna try all these recipes. But by the time you get to Wednesday night and you're exhausted and the kids have homework and you have activities, you are gonna talk yourself out of trying that new recipe, and instead you're gonna grab fast food or something that's not as healthy. So I would really recommend only trying like one at a time, and really, really getting yourself, finding the things that you like, easing it in to life. Okay, so easing it in. So also when it comes to prepping, I prep as many vegetables and things as I can. Even though I'm at home with my kids and I don't have to go to work and I don't have to come home and make dinner, I still prep almost as if I were working, because life gets crazy, and if I don't, I know I'm going to make excuses, and I am going to let myself go out or do something that isn't as healthy. And I like the way I feel. I feel good. My insides feel good. I just don't feel bloated and gross like I used to. And I feel really good, and it's really worth it. So for me, I chop all of my veggies. I pick like one lunch for the week, and I make enough of it. I'll double or triple the batch, and I make it for the whole week and just done. Like, I don't like to like change it up every day. And to me, having to change it up every day just adds complication. So what you do with your containers is what I would suggest is planning out your breakfast, your snack, your lunch, and your snack, and seeing what containers you're getting consistently. I was surprised. I bet you're going to like, oh, well, I'm already pretty good with those four things. I'm already pretty good. So, okay. And then kind of see what you have left and try to make that fit into dinner. And know that it took me about a week and a half of doing this the first time to get all my containers in one day. At the end of the day, I was like, woo, I made it. It's not easy, and there are still tons of days where I don't make it, but working towards that goal and reaching that goal is a good thing to work toward, because you really start to think about your food and what you're eating. And I bet you'd be surprised, guys, if you fill this up with veggies and you fill this up with like chopped chicken, and then you fill this up with like some fruit, and you dump it all on a plate, you are going to be amazed at how much there is actually in here. These portions are critical to learning what fits in here, and how much of your plate it takes up is just huge. I do not pack my lunch in these. I use these as measuring tools when I'm prepping our food. To prep for the week. I don't take these with me. Sometimes I do, but it's rare. Most of the time I'm just using them as measuring tools, and then I'm dumping into like Rubbermaid containers or something that are, that way I have them to keep using for the rest of the week. So those are most of my meal planning tips, is really just breaking it down and looking at the containers. And it's something that you just have to make a promise to yourself that you're going to take the time to figure it out. I think in our world, like I had a health and nutrition class in high school, but we had that like the plate that had like the portions on it, but I don't really feel like that teaches you portions and how many of each portion you should have each day. And for some reason we all think, and it's me included, I totally thought, oh, I'm fine, I got this, I know how to feed myself. But really, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I don't have a degree in any of that. And even if you do have a degree in any of that, you still may not know. And I really would suggest taking the time to follow the containers. I just can't stress enough how much of a difference these have made in my life for me, learning the proper portions and not getting carried away. I used to eat a ton of cheese, and this is all the cheese I can have in one day now, but it's okay. Because it's taught me how to control that. And really, cheese for me was just an emotional eating kind of thing. I was just eating it because I wanted it. I wasn't eating it because my body needed it. And I think in a lot of times in our society, we treat our food as something we want instead of something we need. And we weren't designed to just eat what we want. We were designed to fuel our bodies and give our bodies what they need so they can function and we can go out and be the best person we can be in our life. So, you know, I think sometimes we think we know, and I can say that because I did. I thought I knew, but I didn't. And when I finally decided to say, you know, to admit that, okay, maybe I don't know what I'm doing, and follow the containers, it made a world of difference in my life. I lost weight, and my insides started to feel better. My insides feel healthier. I can tell that I don't have like yucky stuff inside of me anymore, and I really think that you know, I'm not a doctor, but I really think that a lot of the reasons we have so many diseases and all these things out there is that the processed foods and the things we're putting in our bodies we weren't designed. Our bodies were designed for those things. We were designed to have, you know, real natural foods to put into our bodies. And believe me, I was one of the last people to buy into this, but it works. And I know I've said it a couple times. I just can't stress enough to give it a try. Just tell yourself, like, okay, self, I'm making a promise to me. I'm going to try it. I'm just going to try it. Go all in for a week and see how you feel. You know, each person, I could give you more meal planning tips, but each person is different, and it depends on which bracket you're in. If you're in a bracket where you get 5 proteins every day, you're going to have to figure out how to get those 5 proteins in. So I would recommend printing some printables from Pinterest. Has all kinds of great ones. Pick one, search for 21 Day Fix printables or meal planning tools, and you will find all kinds of, you know, printables. Print it out, write down what you're eating and how many containers it is, and start with the things you know you're going to do. Okay, so you know, like whatever it is for you. Like I said, for me, it was breakfast, snacks, and lunches. However your day works, however your life works. Write down the things you already do. You could be closer than you think. And I know I was the first time I tried it. Like I said before, I was a lot closer than I think. So the first day, what I did the first day is I said, I'm going to eat clean today. I'm going to eat the way I have been eating. And I'm going to see how I do. And I did, and I tracked it at the end of the day. And I was like, okay, I see what I ate too much of. I see what I missed out. Tomorrow I'm going to work on fixing it. And at the end of the next day, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit closer. I'm going to fix it a little bit more tomorrow and a little bit more tomorrow. And that's how I did it. And I really think that that's such a good way to do it because it really eases you into it and how everything works. Get on demand, print out your meal planning guide, or at least take some time to read through it. Get your containers out, write down, you know, for a week, print a meal planning guide, like a 21 Day Fix meal planning guide, and write down what you eat. And for one whole week, just see where you are. You might be closer than you think. And then after that week, commit to the next week trying to fix it. As your coach, I want to challenge you to do that because it makes a difference. And I can only tell you what I've done. I can only tell you what has worked for me. And I know this works. And I want you to reach your goals and to feel amazing. And, you know, eating is 80% of our journey is eating. You could work out 2 hours, 3 hours a day for months on end and not get the results you want, because if you're not eating right, you're not going to get there. I mean, I can tell you that, like, I wanted abs. I really did. I wanted abs. And as it turns out, you can't eat a whole lot of sugar, cookies and all that junk food. You can't eat that and have a six-pack. Can't happen. Because those are the things that make you hold on to the belly fat. So these containers, this was designed by people who are really freaking smart and know what they're doing, and they know how to eat, and they know how to get, you know, the trim, the fit body, the toned body. trust them. Just trust them. Put down your excuses. Set aside anything you have told yourself up until this point about nutrition and say, okay, I want something different, so I am going to do something different. If you want something different, you have to change what you're doing to get there. You can't, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if you want something different, let's do something different. Commit to the containers, go all in, and I promise you it will work. I don't know a single person that has followed this and it hasn't worked for them. There may be people that tell you that it hasn't worked for them, but I bet you they're making excuses. I would bet 99% they were making excuses and they weren't truly being honest with the containers they were fitting in and how they were following the plan. So let's do it. Let's go all in. Let's see what goals we can reach, and let's do it. Let's do something different because we want something different. Let's go all in and really make some changes. Okay. So if you have any other questions about meal planning, grocery shopping, or any other tips and tricks you need, feel free to shoot me a message. Let me know, and I will do my best to answer them so we can get you on a track to having something different. All right. Have a great day. Bye.